Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, like everything. Did I say like already? Like, right? Oh my gosh. So many things that are, going through my brain and I'm just, excited. Track gets me excited. This is where you get exciting commentary about Jamaican athletics, well, athletics in general, but yeah, specifically honing in on what my Team Jamaica, has to offer. And I sense a little rivalry developing, and I'm actually here for it. And for those who are going to come and go, oh my God, what are you talking about? Rivals, they're training partners, blah, blah, blah. Look here. Everybody that is training and competing is there to win. So please don't come into my comments talking nonsense about ooh, and the other, right? But anyway, I do sense a very, very interesting rivalry developing, and I sensed it from last season, and even more so now. I'm thinking, wow, 2025 is going to be hot. 2025 is going to be hot from an MVP perspective, and I'm wondering who is going to stand atop? We're talking brother versus brother. Yes, we're talking about Paul Francis and we're talking about Stephen Francis. And yes, they both are part of MVP Track Club. One is actually the head coach of MVP, which is Paul Francis. However, he, I suppose, represents the Puma side. And then, of course, Stephen Francis represents the Nike side, right? And as I said, I see an interesting rivalry developing, brother versus brother. I don't think I can recall this type of rivalry happening in the past when it comes to Steve versus Paul, because when I looked at it, or when I think about things that I've seen so far, it was mainly Steven that has had the powerhouse sprinters, right, on the MVP on the Nike side of things, right. Yes, you could say Shericka and Elaine were competing together at the same time. I don't really think it's a rivalry really developed, even though it did, right, because about the amount of years that Elaine had left there. Elaine left in 2021, right? And you'd say Shericka picked up sprinting in 2020. You would say so. That was pretty short lived. You would say so. I'm thinking that this is the first time we're really going to see top athletes from MVP, one from Paul Francis that I don't think we'll be leaving, right? And also another from, or a few from the Stephen Francis side of things, because now in 2025 you can see even more why he told Elaine Thompson here that, hey, I would love to help you, girl, but I got too much going on over here. He has so much going on, a lot of exciting new young fresh talent coming through, and they're coming through thick and fast. So the question now becomes what amazingness we will see. And of course, as I said, which female will stand atop? No, over the weekend on Saturday, yesterday, we saw Shericka Jackson open her season. And we also saw Tia run her first indoor season for 2025. And I have to say, I was impressed from both athletes. Or I was impressed from both. It was impressive from both athletes, the performances, right? So let's dive into Shericka a little bit, because of course there are a lot of concerns as it relates to Shericka. We haven't seen her since Woy Woy. Now she comes back. I did say Shericka will be coming out with a bang. She did come out with a bang, in my opinion. This is the fastest Shericka has ever opened her season, running a 7-1. Shericka typically opens her season running 7-3s, right, over the 60. That didn't happen. She opened her season running a 7-1, right? 7-1-8 to be more specific, which, as I did indicate, was the fastest time she's ever run outdoors. And then to top things off, she was kind of, herky jerky, you'd say, coming out of the blocks like, oh yeah, we're still running. Yeah, this is how it happens again. This is how I compete. Let's go now, right? So that's kind of what it was given. As she will compete more clearly, she'll get back in tuned with her flow kind of thing. But this is pretty much just getting the rust off out of the blocks. You could pretty much tell, right? But I was impressed, as I said, with her capability, that you saw her accelerate, and you can tell that, all right, she hasn't lost it, or not just hasn't lost it, but is seemingly, as I said, better than before. Which leads me now to Tia Clayton. That happened Same Saturday, earlier in the morning, unfortunately, because I don't know what time they must stream too early, right? But how impressive was that performance from Tia? It was literally butter. I try to think about me and watching MVP over the years, and if I've ever seen such a smooth, relaxed execution over the 60 meters. And I had to say it was giving me two things. It was giving me a little bit of Elaine and it was giving me a little bit of Shelly, right? Because Shelly, not Shelly, Elaine isn't the best out of the blocks, but her acceleration is ridiculous. And of course, Shelly has that really, real ridiculous pop out of the blocks. And then when you kind of merge them, kind of blend them in a one nice little stew, it looks like we have a Tia Clayton happening. And I'm like, wow, she has the pop and then the smoothness into her acceleration. And I'm telling you, that acceleration, oh my God. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys paid attention to her accelerating 60-meter done and she not done run yet and she still look like say she could have run 1 400 to all she did a run. What am I saying? Crazy things. But anyway, I'm just saying this to say her acceleration in the race was ridiculous. And looking at how that 60 was happening, if you say your acceleration, you probably hit peak at 80 meters, right? And then you start decelerating, and it too decelerates the slowest, right? Given what I saw just from that little 60, as I said, and how she was going, oh my God, I can just tell that in 2025, I am going to start to probably think even crazier things when it comes to Tia Clayton. Best believe, because y'all know I already did the video saying that, hey, I'm calling it. I see 10-7, but I'm starting to think even crazier thoughts. I'm going to keep it to myself for now, but I'm starting to think even crazier thoughts. I'm just going to watch and, wait and see a little bit more before I tell you exactly what my crazy thought is. But I'm having even crazier thoughts. And then, of course, there's Shericka Jackson that is, living in a realm that Tia clearly hasn't seen yet. She is a 10.65-second sprinter. She's coming back, as I said, hungry, determined to deliver on something that she's never been able to deliver on yet, that 100-meter gold, right? And she is very well on her way to doing just that. All Shericka has to do is pretty much get back to where she's been already, right? And as I said, personally, in my opinion, Shericka Jackson is going to be better than where she has been. No, I saw the little rivalry, budding last season when Tia took down Shericka in the semi, and then of course Shericka in turn took her down in the finals. I saw that little, yes, I'm still that girl. You know what I mean? It was like Tia celebrating first and said, yeah, I know I could beat you. And then Shericka in turn, in the finals was like, I'm still that girl. You know what I mean? So that's literally the vibe it was giving. And I think we're definitely going to see a lot of that in 2025 till we come down to the Jamaican Championships. Jamaican Championships is going to be fire, right? We're definitely going to see that there. And I think, of course, depending on, how the selection goes, you know what? Let me not even get into that because there are a few other ladies, right, that I don't want to, slight by saying, these two athletes are guaranteed to be a part of the team. Because the reality is that only two people, I mean, not two people, three people were sending, right? So when you think about it, you're like, three can't go into. Right? So I don't really want to slight them. So I'm gonna save that, after trials conversation for a little bit later, right? But for now, though, it's definitely making things quite interesting. And as I said, in my opinion, I definitely see a rivalry that is going to last a number of years, developing, between brother and brother. Friendly rivalry, you could call it, right? But still rivalry nonetheless about who is going to be the top female sprinter out of MVP. And I'm here for it. I'm living for it so far. Both athletes have shown shown that they're up to the task and they want to be number one, and that's what you want, right? And of course, there are other young ones that could potentially throw their hat into the ring. Right now, it's just Shericka and Tia, right? But someone else could pop in from an MVP perspective. That's what I mean, right? Into the conversation. So that's left to be seen, But as things stand right now, that's how I'm seeing it, and I'm absolutely, as I said, loving it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we're having a great rivalry on our hands, Shericka versus Tia, for who is going to be the top woman coming out of MVP? Do you think so? Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.